One day I'm going to go to Mount Wellington and things are actually going to go according to plan. It's crazy up here. Welcome to Mount Wellington. It's a bit windy up here. I spent yesterday afternoon doing a pretty tough swimming workout, and so my legs were tired pretty much after I'd been walking for about 10 seconds today. But surely it'll be worth it when I get to the top. So I think up there is where I'm trying to get to. Stopped for about 2 minutes to upload an Instagram story. I've already gone from sweating to freezing. It's crazy up here. It keeps looking like I'm almost there, and then it just keeps on going. I'm not going to give up now though. It's now 2 days later. I actually stopped videoing the other day as the situation was just becoming dangerous and scary. What happened was I made it to the top of Mount Wellington, which was great, but the wind was so strong that it was actually knocking me over. I was struggling to stay on my feet. At times I just stayed down on the ground because it was just so hard to get back up again. Eventually I just grabbed onto some sort of a post and waved down cars, tried to wave down cars until eventually one stopped for me and drove me back down the mountain. A lot of them just drove past me at first. I think maybe they thought that I was trying to be funny or something, but I was actually getting pretty desperate. But the people that I hitchhiked back down the mountain with, I felt very safe with them. I better not say their names just in case for privacy reasons they don't want me to. I'll just use their initials. J and T from South Australia, celebrating T's 50th birthday. Yeah, lovely couple, but felt very safe in their car. And yep, they drove me back down the mountain, and I was a bit cold and a bit distressed, I guess. And my knee is a bit bruised from one of the times that I fell over and sort of hit it on a rock a bit, but nothing serious or life-threatening or anything. I was planning on going back yesterday morning for the snow, not to hike as such, but just to walk around a bit and see the snow. But I was just too tired and a little bit traumatized from the day before, I guess. But I'm back to see the snow this morning, and it's actually meant to be colder today than yesterday. When there's snow, they actually block off part of the road, so I won't be able to drive to the top anyway. I think I'll just be able to drive to the place where I parked the other day and just go for a little bit of a walk around that area, but not actually go on any tracks that go up, because that would just be dangerous. Even if it's not windy, it'll be slippery. But just go for a bit of a walk around the level that I am able to park at, enjoy a bit of snow. I'll probably be there for less than an hour because I'll be going to church afterwards, but enjoy a bit of snow, get something hot to eat and drink at the cafe, and then head off to church. That's the plan. Hopefully it'll work out. I'm very close, 100 meters ahead. It's the furthest I can go. I thought I was able to get further. There's no snow yet. One day I'm going to go to Mount Wellington and things are actually going to go according to plan. One day. Alright, so I'm going the longer way, but the safer way. So instead of taking a track that goes straight up, but will be quite physically demanding on muscles that are quite tired from 2 days ago and 3 days ago. And I kind of haven't eaten much for breakfast because I thought I'd have my main breakfast at the cafe that I'm trying to get to. So I'm going the long way, but the safer way. It should be easier, just take longer. The camera really does not do this justice. Now, is that snow or is that snow? Video does it any justice. Alright, time to walk all the way back down again. Well, the road must be unblocked now because there's been a whole lot of cars driving past, which does make me feel a little bit ripped off that I've had to walk all this way. Freezing rain. Alright, I'm back in my car now. I do wonder how long they're going to keep the road open for now, because there are a lot of cars that were going up. But since then there's been a lot of freezing rain. So there's quite a lot of ice on the ground again. Well, it is now 2 weeks later. I actually spent quite a lot of the past 2 weeks being nocturnal so that I could watch the gymnastics at the Olympics. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot of sightseeing or that sort of thing. I did actually go halfway up Mount Wellington by car. I didn't video it though. It was a very spontaneous thing, as I saw on social media that the Aurora Australis had been really good the previous night from locations including Mount Wellington. So initially I drove up to the top of Mount Nelson, which is smaller and closer, but I didn't really see anything. And then instead of just giving up, I decided, okay, I'll go to the top of Mount Wellington, hopefully I'll see it there. But I didn't really get to see the Aurora. There was supposed to be a fairly good chance of it being visible that night, but it sounds like the people that saw it were in northern parts of Tasmania. It wasn't a total waste of time though. It was still nice standing on top of Mount Nelson and halfway up Mount Wellington and seeing the city lights. Just didn't get to see the southern lights. And there were also some good stars. I got to meet some other tourists and we just sort of, neither of us really knew what we were talking about, but we just provided commentary to each other about what we thought was happening and that sort of thing. Anyway, today there's not meant to be snow. The road is meant to be blocked off from 9 p.m. because of the forecast of ice, but it is well before 9 p.m. There's no ice and I am past that point where it's meant to be blocked off anyway. I am just going to drive to the top. Hopefully things actually go according to plan this time. Let's drive to the top and just enjoy the view there that I should have been able to enjoy a few weeks ago when I walked, but kind of had to hitchhike down because I could barely stand up anymore because of the wind. And so I'm not cheating. 2 weeks ago I walked from halfway to the top, and then a few days after that I walked from pretty much the bottom to halfway. So I pretty much walked all the way up. This time I'll hopefully actually get to enjoy the view that I was meant to enjoy a few weeks ago without being knocked off my feet. But who knows, it's Mount Wellington, maybe I'll get there and it'll be windy again, but at least I'll have my car and I won't have to hitchhike. The views are already pretty amazing, but oh wow, yeah, I need to focus on the road though, and I'm sure they'll be even more stunning when I get to the top. Those views, so good, but I want to drive off the cliff. I need to focus on the road. Why is that car on the wrong side of the road? If only I had eyes in the side of my head, I could enjoy that view while I'm driving. Focus on the road, focus on the road. Alright, here we are. That's the pinnacle. It's around about here somewhere where I was when I had to get rescued. Rescued, hitchhike, whatever you want to call it. Alright, I can hear wind outside. It's not too bad. It's cold though. I'm glad that despite the warm weather by winter and Hobart standards, I've still got scarf, gloves, a knitted thingy and a puffer jacket. It's pretty windy up here, but it doesn't seem too hard to stay on my own 2 feet this time, so should be alright. Time lucky, and I'm safely back at my car. I think I can finally wave goodbye to Mount Wellington. I've walked up it in parts, and I have stood at the top and walked around the summit. And I have seen snow halfway up. First to get lunch though.